Hello, colleague. Welcome to my channel. We are so excited to launch this advanced Python with
Data analytics course.
with your little support. We launched a few advanced courses like Excel, SQL, and Power BI. Please support me more with subscribe, like, and shares. Trust me, I'll give you many advanced courses. This is a real-time course with detailed explanation of each and every topic. Comment your thoughts below. It will help us. And remember, your support fuels our mission. Let's grow together. Without any further delay, let's go to the video.
We'll continue with these Python sessions. Next, in this video, we'll try to understand type functions. What's the different type of functions that how to use type function. Those things. Let's start. Type function. So the type function will return the type data type of the object passed to it. Right? Let's say, for example, if I write here type of one, and it is going to return what is your input. So my input is like integer, so we have given input as an integer. So if I write here type of hello world so the type is string. Str is a string. Now if I write here type of true, so we write here true, it's a boolean value. Type of none, then type is none type. So right here type of 1 comma 3 comma 5 comma 7. So if we write here type is list, so as we have written in the values, so it's a list type. Now if I write here type of curly bracket and single say a, and colon 3 comma b colon 7. The type of this value is dictionary. So the type function will help us to understand what is your values that we supplied. We want to understand the type of values that we have, then we can use this a type function, right? And we can also convert one type to another type. Let's say we call it a type conversion. So type conversion is nothing but converting data types by using can write here a and object data type and object. Let's say, for example, I want to convert some text value to integer value. Now if I write here int of now if I write here 1 2 3 in single quotation mark is nothing but when we enter in quotation marks is treated as a text. The text. Now we wanted to convert this text into integer, then yes, uh, we can convert it. Now you see here it just now it is a integer. 1 2 3 is an integer, right? So but can we convert all type of values into integer? No. Let's say, for example, if I write here int of, I'm trying to input as a list, so 1 comma 2 comma 3. If I'm trying to apply int conversion, so you see here I'm going to get type error. We're getting type error. Int argument must be a string, so all type of values cannot be supported. We can convert only few type. We cannot convert all type of input values to a integer. Like a type conversion is not possible, right? Now next we will try to understand about the iterables. Iterables. So iterables are data types that can be iterated or looped through, allowing you to move from one value to the next value. Iterables are data types that can be iterated or looped through, looped through, allowing you to move from one value to the next value, one value to the next value, right? So these data types are considering as iterables, like when you have sequence, mapping, set, and text type of data types are be treated as they are iterables. They are iterables. Right here, considered iterables. Sequence. When it's a sequence, like list is a sequence data type, as we discussed previously. Sequence in sequence data types, sequence mapping data type like dictionary, set, and a text. Text is also um, can be iterable. So text is basically while text strings are treated treated at a single value. Individual characters in a text string can be iterated, right? So we'll see how this can be iterated. And next we will try to discuss about the mutability. Mutability, nothing but a data type is mutable if it can be modified after its creation, right? Mutability is nothing but after creating a data type, I mean say a data type is mutable if it can be modified after its creation. So mutable data types, mutable data types are, and then flexible. Flexible. Let's say when I say flexible, uh, where you can add, remove, change values in the object, and the object like a list, dictionaries, sets, right? These are comes under mutable data types, and immutability data types where to modify a value must be delete and recreate the entire object. Then it's it's a immutable. When I say immutable, we cannot modify, we cannot change, or we cannot add, we cannot remove, we cannot change the values in the object. So mutability where we have an option, we can go ahead and uh, remove, add, change the values. Now immutable data types to modify a value must be delete and recreate entire object, right? So like the immutable, I can say immutable data types are like integer, floats, strings, boolean, tuple, Porosan set, right? So we try to understand, we discussed like how to use type function, how to convert from one value to another value, then what is mutability and what is immutability, right? Now next we have variables. So what is variables? Variables are containers used to label and store values for future references. So this can be stored any Python data type, or even call as calls, even we can call this variable to your functions as well. It's variables are containers used to label and store values for future references, for future reference. They can store any Python data type and even calls to function, right? So the syntax is, we can write here a variable name and the assignment operator equal to and value, right? One note, make sure that you add the space on both sides of the equal sign, both sides of the equal sign. Let's see how it works. Now let's say if I write here price, then space equal to 5. So means what? 5 is a value we are assigning to a variable called price. We're assigning a variable called a price. Now if I write only price, then yes, we are going to get 5, right? And even we can also combine with the print. We can also call this variable along with the in print statement, print function, print of price. Yes, we can get 5, right? Let's say if I write here tax equal to 2, tax equal to 2. So 2 is a value we are assigning to a tax. So I want to combine my price value plus tax value. So price contain 5 value and a tax contain 2 value. So we want to combine together, and then I want to print. So we can write here print price plus tax. Then you see we are getting 7. So I mean, we can print, we can assign a particular value to a variable, not only integer value. Even if I want to assign to a list, yes, we can assign to a list. Let's say if I write here price underscore list, so I want to use list data type. So this data type starting with square brackets, so which contains different type of values. I can write here 2.45 comma 6 comma, I can write here none data type none, and then I will write here promo some text. Okay. If I'm trying to print, I can write here uh, print price underscore list. Yes, print price underscore list. Yes, we can also assign entire list to a variable, entire list to a variable, right? And we can also assign this list to a this print statement here, again new variable. Yes, we can do that. Let's say I can write here print underscore price underscore list equal to print of price underscore list. So when you write here print of price underscore list, you see here, if I'm trying to uh, print this one, then I'm going to get. So we are trying to assign, we can also assign this entire print value to a variable as well. Even this can be done. So overall, we can assign any type of value to a variable. Variable is like a container. We can store them, and we can call that variable in the program a number of times. Next, we will try to understand how to overwriting of variables. Overwriting of variables. So overwrite. You can overwrite a variable by assigning assigning a new value to it, right? So they can be overwritten overwritten any number of times. Any number of times. Let's say we have written price equal to 5, right? Price equal to 5. So when we price equal to 5, so we can write again, we can change. Let's say if I write here price equal to 5, if I write here price equal to 6. So earlier, let me take a print of this one. Price value. So we're getting 5. Now if I write here price equal to 6. Now previously my price having a value 5, but when we say price equal to 6, so 6 existing value 5 is going to be overwritten, overwrite, and we are going to get output as a 6. We are going to get output as a 6. Same variable only. Now initially it was 5 and 5 is stored in price variable. Later we have assigned 6 to a same variable. So then existing value will be overwritten with the new value. Right? So we can write n number of times we can overwritten. Right? Now this time if I write here print of price, now we are going to get 7 because we mentioned 7 existing value price equal to 7. So it's just going to be overwrite with the existing value. So we can write n number of times we can overwrite the value. Now next even we can also write in this way. Let's say price equal to 5, and I will write here new underscore price equal to 6, right? And if I write price equal to new underscore price, so when I write here price equal to new underscore price, my new underscore price having a value 6 is going to be stored into my price. Let's see if I'm trying to print, uh, print price, so I'm going to get 6. I'm going to get 6. Even we can also assign like this. So with value of a variable, we can also assign entire variable to a particular value. Now, next, how to delete a variable? How to deleting a variable? Can I here deleting variables? So to delete a variable, we use here del keyword. So the del keyword will be permanently remove variables and other objects. So if you want to delete the price variable, so we write here del del and price variable. Now it's got deleted. If I'm trying to print a price, now we are going to get error. See the name price is not defined. The name price is not defined. So when you use here del keyword, so to deleting a particular variable, we can use here del keyword. Right? And to define any variable, we have some rules. So let me write the rules. Variable naming rules. Naming rules. Variable naming rules. Variables names can first contain letters. Contain letters. It's a case sensitive. So if you are defining a variable uppercase, then we have to use the same uppercase. If you are defining a variable lowercase, then yes, you have to define the variable in lowercase only. Right. Now, next, it should contain numbers, and contains underscore. You can use numbers and underscore. And when you are declaring any variable, we can begin with a letter or underscore. So we cannot start any variable uh, with number, right? Next we'll try to understand. Um, Now tracking variables. There's that tracking variables. Tracking tracking variables. So tracking variables are like use um, percentage who, percentage who, percentage who, and percentage whose to track variables you are created, variables that you are created. Okay. Let's say, suppose example, let me recreate it. Let's say I will write here price equal to 10, then product equal to Apple, then write here date equal to um, some 20 April 2025, right? And and dimension equal to, I will write here 150 comma 25 comma 1. Okay. Now we just created some four variable. Now if I press percentage who, just see, so we are going to get date, whatever variables whatever variables that we created, we can see all the variables, right? And if we write here percentage whose, then we can see here variable name, type of variable, what type of information it is contain, right? So who return percentage who return variable name, whereas percentage whose return variable name, types and information on the data contained. So this particular variable contain a list. So you can see here list containing four values. Price is a value 10, new price value 6, dimensions we have 3. We have given as a list which contains three values, right? And the tax is a variable, it's an integer type which contains 2, right? So we have percentage who and percentage whose. We write here percentage who returns variable name, percentage whose returns variable names, types and information on the data contained. Data contained. Next, we will try to understand numeric data types. Numeric data types. So basically, there are three types of numeric data types in Python. Data types in Python. The first one we have integer. Integer is nothing but int data type. Int data type. So which can store whole numbers without decimal decimal points. Decimal points. Example, if we write here 3, right, we can store 3 comma some 42 comma minus 24. We can save this type of value, something whole numbers we can save. Next we have floats, nothing but float data type, float, and where we can store real numbers with decimal with the decimal points, right? Example 3.14, right? Like this type of values. And we also have a complex. So the type is complex, where numbers with real and imaginary, real and imaginary numbers, where I can have real and imaginary numbers. Example 3 plus 2j, 3 plus 2j, comma 2 minus 2.4 minus j. So we can store real and imaginary numbers. Right? So we can use right here data type and say object to convert any number into numeric data type, right? You can convert floats to integers, floats to integer, and you can also convert integers to integers to floats. So float to integer, float to integers, integers to float. We can convert. Let's see how it works. Suppose, let's say I have, um, I'm just taking variable as a number, or let's say n1 equal to, so if I write here 1.9999, right? So if I'm trying to type of n1, type of variable name, type is showing as a float. Now I want to convert this into an integer. Then we use int function, int of number, int of n1. Then we are going to get only 1. So we can um, convert float number to integer, right? Let's say if I have input again, some integer value, then I want to convert into float. Let's say I'm right here, n2 is equal to some 34. Okay, n2 is equal to 34. Then initially, if I take here type of my n2, type of n2 is integer, right? And if I write here float of n2, then you see here we are getting 34.0. So just trying to convert integer value into float, right? And in some cases, if you have a number, again in that number in text format, we can convert string into floats or integer. Let's be right here. And even we can convert string into floats or floats or integer, right? Let me write here. I can write here. Let me write here. Fix. I'm just taking one variable called fixed number. Then we write here float of. If I enter here value into 24.5, which is in text format, fine. So if I write here fixed underscore number, yes, we are trying to converting text value into text value into text value into float, right? But can we convert all text values into a float or a number? No, it is not possible. Let's say, for example, if I write here number equal to a b c and then 1 2 3. So if this is my input, if I'm trying to convert int of number number is my variable. So it is, you can see here, invalid iterals for integer with some, I mean, we are getting some error. So it is the invalid iteral, right? So we can convert the text values. If it is a proper number, yes, we can convert it, but not all the text values. And next, we have arithmetic operators, like how we have in any other um programs. Then similarly, we have arithmetic operators in Python. Operators, arithmetic operators, like we have plus for addition, minus for subtraction, asterisk for multiplication, slash for division, double slash for floor division. When I say floor division, basically it will divide one value by another, then rounds down to the nearest nearest integer rounds down to the nearest integer. Example, if I say here 5 double slash 3, then we are going to get output as a 1. And then we have percentage for modulo. So it returns the reminder of division. So 5 percentage 3 equal to 2, right? Like this. And we also have double star. It indicates for exponential. So basically raise one value to the power of another. Let's say if you write here 5 double star of 3, then we are going to get output as a 125. So whenever we wanted to raise a power of any value, we can use 5 say 2 asterisks. 2 asterisks will help us to get the raise of a power of a value. Right, this is what we want to cover in this video. In the next video, we'll try to understand order of operation. So how it will, what order it will follows, and we're trying to understand some numeric functions. Thank you.
With your little support, we launched a few advanced courses like Excel, SQL, and Power BI. Please support me more with subscribe, like, and shares. Trust me, I'll give you many advanced courses. This is a real-time course with detailed explanation of each and every topic. Comment your thoughts below. It will help us. And remember, your support fuels our mission. Let's grow together.